what we talk about is issues of public importance, issues, things that pertains to us and is geared towards having a nation that we are all proud of. Good people, great nation here at Western Spring Television, where we say it as it is. And we usually look at the headlines, from the front pages of different dailies in the nation. And then we get talking about these issues. And this is exactly what we are going to do here. And again, today, it's going to be as exciting as usual, but, a very robust engagement because, as we usually do, we talk with, opinion holders, policy makers, newsmakers, government officers, and all of everybody holding one thing or another in trust for the people, including you, a distinguished viewer. So relax. And before we take a break, yesterday was quite an action day, especially in Lagos. Many preempted, had an idea what was going to happen, but then maybe not in that manner, rather, but it is normal news that the former speaker, the removed ousted speaker, Mr. Mudassir Obasa, has been returned as the speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, while the speaker that was there that replaced him, Right Honorable Mojisola Miranda, has stepped down and taken back her position as the deputy speaker. So the status quo has been returned because Mojisola Miranda was the deputy speaker, to Mudassir Obasa, and before the whole thing became problematic and all of those things. But now, the man that was the former has been returned. He took the oath of office for the second time for the same position. Again, while Mojisola, who was the deputy speaker, who took an oath at the time, was elevated, sworn in, elected and sworn by, his colleagues as the speaker. Now he resigned, but, with cryptic words and description, we look into that in the course of the program, and went back, descended to her seat as a deputy speaker, and all other status quo, was returned, and the former majority leader, the former whip, everything was now remained how it used to be now. Many things and many persons are talking about this matter to say, what has happened? The political undertone is there, the political system, the political hegemony in Lagos is there, but how do we balance, political system and freedom of our institutions to run their affairs by themselves? Because an institution, that is the legislative arm, took a decision in which they think was best for them to move ahead, only for the process to be stalled, the person that was removed to come back and say, hey guys, don't play. I'm still the speaker. And yesterday, he re-emerged as the speaker as well. And the one that was speaker resigned and, stepped down to a former role as the deputy speaker. We look into all of these. What's the place of democracy? And is this still democracy? Government of the people, by the people, and for the people? Is it still about the people, or some group of persons giving instructions on how an arm of the government should run? You know what they say about the voice of Jacob and the hands of Esau, in a biblical analogy. But, you will have your time to be part of that in the course of the program today. But firstly, we'll go on this quick break. When we return, we dive straight right into the front page and pages of our news dailies today. Stay with us. All right, we'll start with the Punch newspaper. The Punch for today. Lagos Assembly, how Akonde led panel. First Miranda out, reinstated Obasa. Lagos Assembly, how Akonde led panel. First Miranda out and reinstated Obasa. and with a rider, uncertainty surround assembly leadership as APC and the GAC members allay fears. Uncertainty surrounds assembly leadership as APC and GAC members allay fears. And then you could see the pictures of what transpired, especially that of Mr. Mudasu Ajayi Obasa taking the oath of office for the second time for the same position in the same 10th, I think the same 10th assembly right there in Lagos. And of course, beside that, you have the picture of the now deputy speaker, the former speaker, Muji Salam Miranda, and of course his cross-section of, you know, a gentleman right there at the state as of assembly yesterday. Away from that, between the college management, the IBDC and the Minister for Power, I'm not sure what it is right now. But then Lagos Air Force, it is what it is, just like I say. And that's what he said on the street. Now, federal government avoiding confrontation with governors over mining sites. Minister, federal government avoiding confrontation with governors over mining sites. And moving on, FEC approves 734 billion naira for Oyo Ogbomoso Road. Others, there's one road that has been neglected for a long time. Now, FEC has approved 734 billion naira for Oyo Ogbomoso Road and others. Now, top strip of the same Punch newspaper. Rivers budget. Obara Assembly set for fresh showdown. Governor alerts supporters. Interesting one here. And I saw, you know, some statements attributed to the state governor about how, you know, allegedly now, how it isn't fair for him to be impeached. It won't be the first one if actually he's impeached. But then, you know, he has supporters and they are on alert and they know what to do at the right time. Now, that's a statement that can be taken and interpreted in so many forms. And I hope the governor makes, you know, a categorical interpretation about what it means when you say you have supporters and youth and they know what to do or they are waiting for instructions. If push come to shove, we hope everything is done, whatever that means, within the confines of the law. Because we learned, Martin Amaole, led House of Assembly, has given the governor, you know, I think 48 hours to represent the 2025 budget or face the consequences. Now, it can be assumed and believed that the last has not been heard about the crisis, you know, in River State between the governor, the camp loyal to him, and that of the former governor, the minister of the FCT, and the State House of Assembly, especially with the Supreme Court judgment of last Friday. Now, Ramadan, Kebbi, Bauchi, Kano, Rebuff, Khan says schools remain closed. That is one. I'll come back to that. The federal government and NPCL work out 7.7 trillion fair subsidy debt payment. Federal government and NPCL work out 7.7 trillion fair subsidy debt payment. And I'll come back to the Kebbi, Bauchi, Kano, this state that have issued a break just because of the Ramadan fast that started a few days ago. The Christian Association of Nigeria has responded, reacted to that to say it's unjust, especially for the students that are not Muslim, okay, studying in this state. They are not part of the Ramadan. So why shut down a whole system just because of a religious tenet? Fair enough, legal, fine, but then can't studying, you know, or education go on because it's one thing, and many persons have come at Kant to say, what's your own? You're a religious organization, and everything should not be seen from the prism of religion. But many persons will say the fasting or the Ramadan induced holidays, you know, or break came about because of the fast, which is a religious tenet, by the way. So for states like Bauchi, like Kebbi, like Kano, to have said for the next 30 days, guys, stay at home because you are fasting. Really, you know, kind of hard to say. And that even, you know, some of these countries that you feel they practice more this religion, They have not shut down the education because of fasting. They made an example of Saudi Arabia and other countries to say the system is still going ahead. Everybody know how to, handle their matters at this time. But for you to shut down education because of fasting, what do I know? All right. We move away from the Punch this morning and we move to The Guardian. The Guardian newspaper is next. Ramadan, still same, uproar as Bauchi, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi shut out 11.5 million school children. It's quite strange, so to speak. And below that, you have the picture of the reinstated Mudassir Obasa, the Speaker of the Lagos House of Assembly, very instructive, beaming with some cryptic smile. And you see the former leader there, Ojisala, being thrown, being in flight, away from that seat. And party power prevails as Miranda resigns. Obasa returns in Lagos Assembly shakeup. And away from that, Jandor dumps PDP, accuses Bode Judge, party chairman, of frustrating ambition. Jandor was the gubernatorial candidate for the PDP in the last Lagos governorship election. All right, and he has dumped the party, accusing party elder and the chairman of working against him. Now, household consumption dips despite rising nominal income. And the federal government approves 11 new private universities. All right. And Natasha, CSO's planned protest, seek Akpabio's resignation as monarch backs Senate president. Big trouble in Little China. If actually you've seen that movie, very old movie, by the way. Now, U.S. tariffs on Canada, Mexico to go ahead Tuesday. ALP rules out merger ahead of 2027, reject NLC interference. All right, and top strip, Nigerians enjoy subsidized fuel as NNPC, Dangote engage in price war. Subsidized? All right. Edo Election Tribunal reserves judgment on PDP's petition, and that will be all from The Guardian for today. From The Guardian, we move straight to the Daily Trust. The Daily Trust is next. For today, Army Varsity Prof kidnapped. CSP rescued hours after abduction. Army Varsity Prof kidnapped. CSP rescued hours after abduction. Worth a rider. Bandit pick up Zamfara APC Ward Chair. School members. This is just a lot, Last week, it was some university students from Benue, who were kidnapped. Many of them are still there. Many kidnapped victims are still in the den of these criminals, these wicked entities. And now an Army University prof has been kidnapped, and the CSP rescued hours after abduction. But then bandits are picked up the Zamfara APC Ward Chairman and even school members. This is not the nation that we want to see. It's a lot. Moving on. Obasa returns as Lagos Speaker 49 days after. All right. And you have this speech of some, gentlemen having a break of their fast and some queuing up for food as well, to observe the breaking of fast for yesterday. Away from that, federal government gives nod to 11 new private universities. Victims recount ordeals as robbers attack church homes at Abuja suburb. And how to practice healthy Ramadan fast. Moving on, Rivers Assembly gives Fubara 48 hours to present budget. Price war rages as NNPC marches Dangote's age 16 naira per litre. Again, price war rages as NNPC marches Dangote's age 16 naira per litre, and FEC approves 507 billion naira for Abuja Kaduna Zaria Road. Zaria Kano Road. Again, FEC approves 507 billion naira for Abuja Kaduna Zaria Kano Road. I read it earlier, I think from the Punch, where it was said that the Ogbomoso or your road as well, has been approved, for work to resume on it. Now, next up is the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune for today: Lagos Assembly Speaker crisis. Nigerians await next move as Obasa returns, Miranda resigns. With riders, so many riders. Miranda bows to pressure from party, reverse to deputy. Still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, Miranda vows to pressure from party, reverts to deputy, and lawmakers eulogize her giant strides within 49 days in office. And Obasa praises Akonde, Oshoba, GAC leaders. Party leadership in attendance at plenary. Assembly enveloped by tight security. Stakeholders say next 48 hours crucial. We'll wait to see what happens next. Below that, you have the picture of the governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, meeting the president of Republic of Sierra Leone, who is on a 4-day visit to Oyo State at the Samuel Ladoke Akintola Airport in Ibadan. Moving on. Jandor quits Lagos PDP, blames indiscipline and anti-party activities, and the LEA nabs a drug baron after 17 years in hiding. South stands behind Senate President King Dakolo and rejects calls for Akpabio's resignation. All right, and beside that, we have closure of schools during Ramadan in 4 northern states, a setback. With a rider, it is unwise decision, parents say, and reps extend deadline for submission of memoranda on state creation. LGAs, FEC awards dualization of Section 2 of Ibadan-Ilori Road using concrete pavement. And top strip, we have this: Rivers Assembly gives Fubara 48 hours to present 2025 budget. And with a rider, I am not afraid, victory is certain, Fubara assures supporters. And away from that, we make do with the Nation newspaper. The Nation for today: confrontation breaks out between Fubara and lawmakers. You have the picture of the two gentlemen there, the head of the cabinet, and of course the governor of the state on one side, the head of the legislative arm, Martin Amaule, on the other hand, and their statement accredited to them from Fubara: I'm not scared of anything. The worst that will happen is for me to leave the office. To our youth, be strong. Please don't be perturbed. At the right time, you will get the instructions. I think I highlighted these earlier, whatever that means. And from Martin Amaule: the House expects you to present the 2025 appropriation bill within 48 hours. A resolution are geared towards a quick fix. The House will proceed on a 12-week recess. This is more like the Game of Thrones. All right, moving on. Obasa returns as Lagos House Speaker. Miranda takes chair as deputy. And House gives a governor 48 hours to submit 2025 appropriation bill. That's, attributed to the Fubara Maule situation in River State. Bottom strip: Tribunal reserves judgment in Edo PDP's Igodalo's petition against Opabilo. And top strip: NNPCL slashes petrol price to 860 naira in Lagos and 880 naira in Abuja. 1.09 billion insurance cover for asset personnel at federal airports. And lastly, while control of illegal mining is difficult by Alake, Abure-led Labour Party rejects NLC's merger. Talks fall. Again, Abure-led Labour Party rejects NLC's merger talks fall. And so many things to really talk about this morning. That will be all from the headline segment for today. From Rivers to the Federal Executive Council to your state, to Lagos State, many things that we are seeing, especially the price war between Dangote and his partners, Dangote Refineries and his partners, and of course the NNPCL. An average Nigerian will say, whatever it is, please keep going ahead with our competition, the better it is for us, so that we can have it at the best price, that we can see We take a quick break right now. When we return, we will speak to issues that concerns you. Stay with me.